If your wrists get tired, then take off your clothes. Feel like I'm always fighting to keep your love. And when you don't reply, I feel like something's wrong with me. I get disappointed way too fucking easily, but I don't want to toughen up. Cause I'm a soft bitch, but that's how I like it. I don't wanna fake it, I don't wanna fight, can't stop it. Cause I know you like it too. So pet me, feed me, love me, pet me, feed me, love me. Choose this, we're both maybe you can't get enough of this soft shit. Cause that's how you like it, I don't wanna fake it. You don't wanna fight this soft bitch, cause I know you like her too. Yeah, if you tell me I'm pretty, then I'll never let you go. Keep it sunny even when you're cold. You say I'm alive, but trust me, I already know. You know, I know that I'm a soft bitch, but that's how I like it. I don't wanna fake it, you don't wanna fight this soft bitch, cause I know you like it too. So pet me, feed me, love me, pet me, feed me, love. Choose this, we're both maybe you can't get enough of this soft shit. Cause that's how you like it, I don't wanna fake it. You don't wanna fight this soft bitch, cause I know you like her too. And I really like you, 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 you. I really like you, 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 you. Cause I'm a soft bitch, but that's how I like it. Baby, I don't wanna fight it, I don't wanna fight it. So pet me, feed me, love me, pet me, feed me, love. Choose this, we're both maybe you can't get enough of the soft shit. Cause that's how you like it, I don't wanna fake it. You don't wanna fight this soft bitch, cause I know you like me too. And I really like you. Close your eyes, would you dream for me? Some paradise, tell me who you see. Cause I think I do want you next to me. Want you next to me, but does this work? Cause I know I can't get to you, I like the chase, and I know you do too. Am I just in love with the idea of you? Cause across a million seas, would you do that for me? Yeah, I'd fly this whole world twice if I could be your paradise. Close your eyes, will you dream for me? Some paradise, tell me who you see. Cause I think I know what you mean to me. What you mean to me, but does this work? Only cause we never say what we think, waiting for the perfect way. Time, so to speak, got me on delay. Cause across a million seas, would you do that for me? times and run all the red lights. Across a million seas, just to have you next to me. Paris and Tokyo, I go where I have to go. Screw geography, but would you do that for me?
Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon, and I end up alone. I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect. Ain't got no place to call my own. Feels like I'm better off alone. So sad inside and hopeless. These Hollywood hoes never notice. Can't get back up. Girl, I miss you. Can't get back up. Girl, I miss you. Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon, and I end up alone. I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon, and I end up alone. I'm not certain. The girls impolite in the club every night. Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon, how'd I end up alone? I'm not certain. Girls impolite in the club every night. That's how it goes when you're Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect.
Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. My name is Robbie. I work for Major League Hacking. I'm showing off my LinkedIn profile here, so please do add me. I've hit the exciting 500 plus connections, and I want to keep on going. So like I said, I work for Major League Hacking as a European coach in my free time. Most of the time I'm working at AWS full time. And today is going to be a little bit of an interesting session because we're going to be walking through creating a hackathon brand for something we love. And this is very kind of open-ended, right? Like, how do you build a brand? So I was thinking about the best way to run this session. And what I decided we should do is basically walk through that process from start to finish, or we'll see how we get on with time, right? Of how we actually organize and build a hackathon brand. So I've organized a handful of hackathons in my time. I was lead organizer for DurHack at Durham University, so I did that for 3 years. And so kind of built up that brand for that hackathon. And I thought we can just kind of go over some of that experience, get a bit hands-on, probably build like a template website as well, and see how we get on with that. And I just think it could be a bit fun. I always love kind of starting a new project, building something new. So that's what I think is what we're going to do today. If you've got anything you want to ask me, any fun comments, go ahead and post them in the Twitch chat on the side. It looks like a few people are saying hello, which is fantastic. Nice t-shirt. Yes, definitely. Officially we're supposed to get 3 of these t-shirts when we start at MLH. So I got 3, and then I can't remember what happened, but I ended up ordering another 2. But that order got wrong like 3 times. First, I think the font was wrong on the back, and then something else was missing, and then I finally got them corrected. So I now have 9 MLH t-shirts like this, and it's great because like whenever I've got an MLH thing like this coming up, I know that regardless of how much laundry I've done, there's always a t-shirt somewhere that that I could throw on. A couple of people asking for my LinkedIn profile here. Let me just go ahead and post that one in the chat as well. Brilliant. So we're going to build a hackathon brand for something we love, and something that I've always really enjoyed. Little fun fact about me is I enjoy skydiving. I have skydived 28 times in my life. I actually have a picture somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. Pictures. Skydiving. All right, let me open this up. Boom. That is me right here, jumping out of a plane. It looks like I applied some kind of filter to this picture. I'm not sure where the original is. But yeah, I've done this 28 times. It's a ton of fun. And for those of you who are interested, it was actually part of a program where I was learning training to become a qualified skydiver. So I was what's called a static line student. Static line is a process where you jump out of the plane, and for your first few jumps, the parachute will open automatically, so you don't need to worry about that. And then later on, you get onto proper free fall, and you have to do that yourself. I think that's what I'm doing here is free fall. And so, that's kind of one of my passion points at skydiving. So let's build a hackathon themed around skydiving. I don't know what to call it yet. Perhaps hack the skydive, hack the dive, jump hacks. But again, we'll walk through that process. So let us begin by brainstorming just with a new Google Doc. If you go to doc.new or docs.new, that will actually open a brand new Google Doc. So I'm just kind of brainstorming here. We'll say hackathon name ideas. Theme is skydiving. Actually, let's go ahead and post that picture in here as well. I closed it. Boom. Word related to skydiving. Skydive. Jump. Sky. I tell you what, let's put that on the left there. And then let's head to the right, open up thesaurus for skydive. Skydive is not in the thesaurus. Am I not sharing my screen? That is slightly embarrassing. Thank you for flagging that. It may or may not be the case that I woke up 20 minutes ago. I slept through my alarm this morning, and yeah, not good. I woke up about 10 minutes before I was supposed to start this stream, just kind of luckily. So you should be able to see my screen now. And I've just gone ahead and created a document called Hackathon Name Ideas. I've written in it, the theme is skydiving as a picture, and then I'm just brainstorming some ideas, really. Why on earth is skydive not in the thesaurus? Skydiving? Skydiving synonyms. I just want to find words related to it. Oh, look at all this stuff. Shoot. Free fall. Okay, let's go with that. And then when we're coming up with hackathon names, what I quite like to do is There's a few kind of standard formats, right? Like you might often have hack the X. Let me just increase the font size here for you as well. Much. You know, name formats. Hack the X, X hack, X hacks, X. So, for example, for hack the X, we could have hack the skydive. We could have jump hack, jump hacks, hack a jump, hack the sky is quite cool. So we could do hack this. Ideas. I do have a bit of a cold today, so you'll have to apologize for my hoarse voice. Hack the sky, hack the fall. Again, could be interesting. We could do free fall hacks. Jump hack. But I actually really like the suggestion of hack the sky. So let's go ahead with hack the sky. This is what we're going to go with. So credit to, I'm sorry, I'm not going to try and pronounce that, but good job. Hack the sky is what we're going to go with. I really like your suggestion there. So a hackathon is hack the sky, and it's all sky themed. So now I was doing a bit of a search earlier on Google, and I found this hackathon website template, which looks like this. And it's based on Royal Hackaway's hackathon template. There are hackathon here in the UK, which is awesome. So obviously we'll go through and tweak this and change the colors and stuff and make it look a bit more for our use. So we'll get some nice simple web dev going on here. And I am going to go ahead and post that link. Let me put it as a banner on the screen. And so put it on if I click that. Perfect. So you can now see that. If you head to that, then you can follow along with me. Okay. So we've got this repository open. It says here it's a, there's a demo site, which is what we just looked at, forked from the Royal Hackaway website. It's a starting point for hackathon organizers to build websites for their events. Forked from Royal Hackaway, built in HTML, JavaScript, CSS, and uses Jekyll and Sass. Jekyll is quite a nice static site builder, and you can just Google install Jekyll, and it brings up the instructions here. The installation process can be a little bit of a pain sometimes, but just kind of plow through the tutorial, and hopefully you'll get there. So I'm going to go ahead and hit fork to fork this repository into my Robswolf account. And as it forks, so now we've forked this, and it's that Robswolf/hackathon template Jekyll, which is really cool to see. You want to send the GitHub link on the chat? Okay, let's go to copy. There you go. So we forked this repository. I guess the next step really is to clone this locally. So I hit code, I'll hit copy the SSH URL. And now I need to find where my terminal is. Yeah, let's move this over to this screen, just to keep everything in one place. So put that there. Put this here. And then I always use, I have a dev directory, so I'm just going to clone into that. So we'll do a git clone. We'll paste in the URL we copied from here earlier. Hit enter. And this is going to clone locally. And we'll just wait a second for this to download. It's taking a bit of time. There we go. And now we can CD into that. So we'll CD to hackathon template Jekyll. Perfect. Do an ls. There's all the files, which is the same as the files we saw here on GitHub. Okay, so it's a Jekyll site, and it doesn't look like we have any quick start instructions or anything, which is slightly frustrating. But that's okay. We can work around that. I need to find out how to launch a Jekyll site. So we'll just go Jekyll start development server. That's what we want to do here, really. Quick start. So make sure we've got Ruby installed, which I think we do. 2.7. Okay. Ruby Gems, I'm pretty certain, is installed. I do believe I have something installed called RBEnv. Yeah. And RBEnv is a Ruby version manager. It's really useful. So let's go ahead and do gem install. I'm just following this here. Install Jekyll bundler. Let's wait for this to install. Okay, that's installed. We don't need to make a new site because we've already got one. This is what I'm looking for. Bundle exec Jekyll serve. Oh gosh, could not find gem GitHub pages. Bundle. Let's run bundle install. So what bundle install will do is it'll actually look in this gem file in the repository, which is kind of a list of the additional dependencies that's needed. You see there's quite a few here, so that's probably why it was failing to launch. So it's now installing these. Yeah, I can zoom in a bit. Let me zoom like that. There we go. Hopefully you can read that terminal now. Still installing. Now we sit back and we wait. So yesterday I walked through. We walked through setting up a cloud database with CockroachDB, which is quite an advanced one. It was a bit tricky for a few people, but this is a much more gentle front-end one. And like I say, it's about building a hackathon brand. So it's not quite as technically focused as perhaps other ones might be. Okay, that's all installed properly. Let's try ahead and try again and run the serve function. Ooh, I think we're close. Perfect. Server address. Let's go ahead and open that in our browser. Nice. So this is running locally. You can see we've got a logo. We've got some generic stuff going on here. We've got a nice picture in the background. We make hackathons happen. Fantastic. There's a bunch of text here that we can update. Really, really exciting to see. Now, I'm just going to leave this terminal running in the background, and I'll tell you what I'm actually going to open up is VS Code. And let's put this on the right-hand side. And I'm just going to close this project from yesterday. And instead, we will open what we're working on at the minute. I will zoom in VS Code in just a second as well. So that was in dev. Geez, I've got so many projects in here. Hackathon template, Jekyll, open. Let me zoom in a bit for you. Turn that off. I don't need the welcome page. Okay. So where's the starting point for a Jekyll site? Well, that's a good question. Let's start by looking at the README, see if that says anything useful. It says it's a starting point, but doesn't give us much instructions about it. So let's head to index.html. There's not much useful stuff here. We could go to homepage sections, about perhaps. Okay, so it looks like that is related to this section here, which is good. But I really want to start by changing what's going on at the top. I have a feeling that's actually going to be in our config YAML, which it looks like it is. Yes. Okay, let's go ahead and start changing some stuff. Repository, let's begin by updating this one. This is at robswolf/hackathon template Jekyll. That's where it's forked to. We'll leave that. Organization name. So we're now calling this, what name did we choose in the end? It was Hack the Sky. So let's call this Hack the Sky / subtitle. Make skydiving. And then put a plane emoji on as well. Nice. If I save that and I head back to this page and I reload, it's done absolutely nothing. Fantastic. Let me head back to the terminal we had open. Oh, I tell you what I think we need to do. There is, there you go, pass the live reload option to serve to automatically refresh the page with each change you make to the source files. So yes, let's go -- live reload. If you're just joining us, we are creating a hackathon brand. We've decided to settle on Hack the Sky because I love skydiving. Here's a picture of me skydiving. So I've just grabbed a template website, which you can find the link for on screen right now. It's a Jekyll site, so if you fork that, clone it locally, and then install Jekyll, then you'll be able to follow along live. And we're just going to start building out this website and use some simple web dev skills, really. So we've updated this. Let's reload. There we go. Hack the Sky, make skydiving better. Perfect. It's always good to see your awesome changes like that. Now, I want to change this picture because I don't want a picture of the Royal Holloway University. I do, in fact, want that picture of me. So let's go to, where's it going to be? Assets, images, photos. Right. So let's reveal this in Finder. And then we also had this picture. Well, let's move that into here. And I'm just going to change this to lowercase. We'll go skydiving. We called it skydiving BG. Save that and reload. Interesting. This is what coding is like, right? What else is going on here in the chat? Are we making a website for a fake hackathon? Exactly. Hack the Sky is what I've decided it's going to be. So yes, go ahead and choose any name and details. So the website I'm working on is, this one is not closed source, it's open source. The URL for it is on screen right now. So you can just go and grab that template and work from that. Let's figure out why this banner is not updating. Regenerating. It's a PNG. This is how it works when you grab a new template from somewhere. So you have to kind of figure out where everything is. Why is this not updating? Let's have a look. So we've got this home banner. If I do an inspect element here, we can see this is still loading the home banner.jpg, which is that file. Now, of course, I could just replace this file with a picture of me skydiving and give it the same name, homebanner.jpg, but that kind of feels like cheating, right? I really want to actually figure out what's going on here. Let's see if we can go to layouts main. So we include the head, we include the nav bar. The nav bar is here. So we've got the logo. And then we've got, okay. Tell you what we'll do. We'll open inspect element again. We're looking for this Jumbotron. So we'll just do a search in VS Code for Jumbotron. See which file that lives in. Event template. Splash.html. That sounds like the one. Let's go ahead and open this up. Yeah, so we got the title, we got the subtitle, we've got the socials, the background image. Where does that come from? URL, assets, images, relative URL, homepage, site.homepage banner image, which is this one, as far as I know. Tell you what, let's just reboot the server again and see if that gets things working here. Okay, we're running. Perfect. So I think what's happening there is when we edit the config file, perhaps that doesn't update automatically, or maybe I need to be using this URL. No. Okay, well, look, we're making some progress here now. We've got the picture of me skydiving. We've got Hack the Sky, make skydiving better. Facebook, Twitter, and GitHub. let's not walk through setting up a Facebook page and everything, because that's not super exciting. So we'll just leave those ones. Actually, let's redirect them to me instead. Perfect. Save that. Go ahead and hit reload. Adam's joined again. Adam, welcome. Thank you for joining us. We are creating a hackathon brand. We're going to be building out. We decided to settle on Hack the Sky because I love skydiving, and so this is what we'll be building out today. We don't have a logo, so I'm going to go ahead and load up. What's the best thing to do a logo in? You know what the pro tip is? PowerPoint is a surprisingly good piece of software for creating graphics and designs in it. So I'll just fire up Microsoft PowerPoint here. I would use Photoshop or something, but I don't have it installed. GIMP is a popular alternative as well. That's a free photo editing software, but I'm not a big fan of GIMP, to be honest. PowerPoint, is that open? Logo design software, PowerPoint, exactly. Yeah, Canva is another option. Personally, I've never really liked Canva. I don't know if I just never spent the time to understand it, but it just felt a bit there, Okay, and this is going to be a really simple logo. Like, we're not going to be evaluating my impressive design skills. Let's leave the background as white. Wow, these look good. Let's leave the background as white. We'll delete that. And in here, we'll put a Hack the Sky. That's the name of our hackathon. Instead of Calibri, let's pick something a little bit more interesting. We could go with Roboto is an option, it's kind of cool. I actually quite like this. And I think we should embrace blue as our theme, right? In the same way as the sky. So for Hack the Sky, let's firstly grab our plane emoji. I don't know what resolution these are. Can I scale this up? That's pretty good. That's really good, actually. Okay, so now it's getting a bit pixely. Let's go to about there. Hack the Sky. And I reckon we can be a bit more interesting with this. Let's left align. And then we can just stick this on the end. Hack the Sky. Nice. I think we can get away with making that a bit bigger. Okay. This isn't an amazing logo, but we're going to roll with it for now. Yeah, you can use any template. Don't feel like you have to use the one I selected. We're just building something out for the fun of it. And then let's get a bit of logo design. So for the colors of Hack, let's select a shade of blue from our plane. Maybe that. Nice. Hack the Sky. And if I were to make that bold, it doesn't look too bad. Yeah, let's go with this. Okay. Now, the easiest way to export this is, well, you can export it using PowerPoint. I'm going to be a little bit cheeky. I'm just going to go ahead and hit Command-Shift-4. So what I want, yeah, and then on my touch bar on my MacBook Pro, I'm going to select Save to Preview. Let's grab that as a picture. Brilliant. Now we've got this Hack the Sky picture, so let's go ahead and save that. And we'll put it in that hackathon folder again. And I'm also going to put this in my favorites. Let's go for assets, and we'll call it images. Yeah, and let's call it Hack the Sky logo. Save. This is going to have a white background, so worth noting. But I think for this will be okay because it's a white background up here. Now, where does that logo pull from? So we've got our social media links. We've got an email address. While we're here, let's just update this one. Let's go for the fictional. Actually, let me check this first. Does hackthesky.com exist? No. we'll go for hello at hackthesky.com. And now we're searching for where this logo comes from. Let's do an inspect element again. This is kind of reverse engineering, right? We're figuring out how this stuff is put together. So let's search for navbar logo. Oh, it's actually in our navbar. Interesting. Okay, that's fine. And let's just rename this then. We set it to, what was it, hack sky logo.png. I think there was an alt tag as well somewhere. Yeah, we'll change this as well. Hack the sky. Save that. Reload. Boom. Now, interestingly, this background is not actually perfect white. It is it's a light grey. So we've got two options. We can either go and change the logo or change the background, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to change the background. So let me do an inspect element again. And on our main nav, let's just try and figure out where that comes from. So it looks like we've got BG light attached to that. Let me just shrink this down. BG light. I'm actually just going to delete that class, hit save, and ooh, okay, that was a good idea and not a good idea, because now we've broken the height of it. Let's undo that, and then find out what configures that that .bg light class. So it comes from background variant, which is a bootstrap file. So we can't really modify that. What we can do is, so we've already got some classes on it. Let's go ahead and find our custom style sheet. So that'll be in SAS. Let's go for presumably navbar. Navbar. Let's just add a new rule here at the bottom. .navbar. Oops, there's a P instead of a brace, and we'll go background white. But every single time I type the word background, I spell it wrong. It's just one of those things. Okay, so we're making progress. It looks like the height's back, but we still haven't got it white. So it's probably our rules being overwritten somewhere. Let's just reload again to make sure this is updated. Tiny logo. It is tiny. I think it'll be better once I close this. Right. Regenerating because that file updated. But then why is it not showing up here? This is called navbar, background white. But something is overwriting that. Oh yeah, background color white is being overridden by this with the important flag on it. Fantastic. That's fine. Let's just go ahead and stick an important flag on it, which you definitely shouldn't do, but we're going to do anyway. I'll just give that a second to rebuild the style sheet. That's still being overridden, even when it's important. Ha! Perfect. All right, that's white. Yes. Close. Okay, we've got Hacker Sky, make skydiving better. Got some links. This button, let's go ahead and fix this button color. So let's look at where this is happening. It looks like that's here. I'll tell you what we ought to do really before we go much further is commit our changes in the terminal. So let's open a new, here we go, a second terminal. And okay, let's do a git status. So what have we changed? Oh, we've changed a few files here. Config, navbar, and added these pictures. That's fine. Let's go ahead and do a git add, git commit, message, update, navbar, and jumbotron with hack the sky name and logo. And then we'll do a git push. Cool. So what we've done so far is we've checked this project out locally. We've updated the name and title here. and we've put a logo in the corner. I think we also changed the links on there. Well, we tried to change the links on these. Apparently that hasn't worked. Let's just reload this one more time. It takes a second to load here. I think we can actually, in theory, like deploy to GitHub pages using this project locally. Yeah, you see at the bottom now in the status is updated. So when we update the config file, it doesn't auto reload, which is annoying. That's fine. Now we're going on to this button, get involved. It would be nice if that was this, but I don't think it is. So we're in Jumbotron, href equals future events. Where did we say that might be? Search again for Jumbotron. Splash, that was it. So there's this button here at the bottom, and it's set to button primary. These colors come from main.css, wherever that is. That's fine. We'll just override them with a new class. Let's go ahead and call it Sky Blue. Sky Blue button. Save that, and now let's find in our style sheets. Scroll down, assets, CSS. Oh, there's our main file. That just imports all of these. Let's go to home. Background image, social icon, socials, Hackaway ad. And let's just add it on the bottom here. We'll say Sky Blue button. How are they doing it? They're doing a background color and a box shadow. So let's do background color. I need that shade of blue from before. PowerPoint, highlight this, more colors, fire up this in RGB. There's our hex color, perfect. That's our background. And then for a box shadow, we need a slightly darker blue. The nice thing is there's darker blue here on the wings. So let's use the digital color meter. And we're going to let's grab that blue. So we've got 0, 112, 155. Just looking in the color meter here at these numbers. We'll say 0. Let's go with that. 0, 115, 161. 0, 115, 161. Just get down, I remember. 0, 115, 61. I think that was right. I don't think we could update the box shadow color directly. Nah, so we'll just update the whole box shadow, which is fine. 0, 5 pixels. And I'm just reading that from here. Save. And we're going to have a specificity problem here, which means that our rule is being overwritten here by this rule, because this rule has 2 selectors in it. We can beat that by just going dot button at the beginning. Hopefully, we'll then see a blue button. Now, we do need to change these hover colors as well. So if we're using the dev tools, it's quite a nice way to do this. We can actually click on this :hov up here and turn on hover, and that will simulate the hover styles. So let's go back to dot. I'm actually using Sass here, which is really neat, which means I can do a nested query here. And we'll go and hover. And what this says is it grabs this selector and puts it here where the and sign is. And let's go ahead and do background color. So we need another lighter shade of blue. Let's grab that one. And I think VS Code has a built-in color selector, so we can just do that here. How do I bring that up? Nice. Let's go for that. Perfect. A nice lighter blue. And the box shadow will be 0, 5 pixels RGB. And instead of that, we'll also lighten this one a bit as well, and go for something a bit more like that. Cool. Let's so if we toggle this hover now, yeah, that gets lighter as expected, which is awesome. So we're making good progress. We make hackathons happen. Now this is a little bit trickier because this is just text. So let's go ahead firstly and commit what we've just done with the button. So if we look at our git status, all we've modified is the splash and the home, and actually do a git diff and see what we changed there. So we added this sky blue button class to the button, and we added a couple of rules here at the bottom of the style sheet. So we'll do a git add, and we'll do a git commit, update, splash button colors, and then a git push. Cool. So this being a Jekyll site, Adam, it doesn't run from npm. It actually runs from Jekyll using Ruby. If you just Google Jekyll, go through the installation instructions, and then do a gem install bundler, and then bundle exec Jekyll serve is the actual command you need to boot the site. So yeah, just search for Jekyll, and you'll find this quick start page. So we've got our site up and running here. Let's keep going down. We're going to update this text. So let's find out where that lives. We'll do a global search for "we make hackathons happen." And that's actually in our about file. Okay, so we can do that. We make hackathons happen. Let's rebrand this. We make skydiving. Let's actually put an emphasis in here. Awesome. If I save that, head back here, and as that reloads, beautiful. We make skydiving awesome, which is nice. And then we'll just go ahead and update this text. Royal Hackaway is a student-run group that hosts hackathons at Royal Holloway, University of London. And let's change that here. Hack the Sky is a hackathon run by a group of experienced skydivers and hackers looking to empower future skydivers. We aim to create great experiences for students of every background of study by hosting inclusive events. I think we can actually get away with just reusing that sentence. And then this hackathon definition here is pretty cool as well. Nice. Makes you look, doesn't it? This banner's here to emphasize a particular event. Cool. Let's go and update what's going on here. Right after we do a git commit. Got to get in the habit of doing that. So again, git status. All we've modified is that. So we'll do git add, git commit, update, about info, push to VS Code. So this is now up to date. And then this banner again, we want to change the colors on it. Remember to be Hack the Sky blue. So let's find out where this exists. Makes you look. Emphasis banner, nice. This banner's here to emphasize a particular event. So that's container Hackaway add appears to be the name of this section, and we can see that in the source code here, I think. Yeah. So let's find our Hackaway add styles, which look like they're here in the home file. And we'll just change those colors again. I do need to find that shades of blue. So we'll go for our main ones. We don't want the light versions. Change that, and then for background color, do that as well. So if I save this, hopefully this reloads. Look at that. This is really starting to come together with our hackathon brand. Let's change the words here. It makes you look, doesn't it? Let's go ahead and put grab. Let's put some virtual dates here. This hackathon is going to take place on, let's say, Christmas Day and Boxing Day of the year 2021, which hopefully will be better than our Christmas in 2020. As this reloads, this is going to show our date, and then we'll say we're excited to add some Christmas spirit to this sky themed hackathon. And then grab a ticket is actually a great button. We can just leave that already. And this URL, I know what we'll do. Never gonna give you up, YouTube. Let's go ahead and I don't want to play it, but I do want to grab the URL for it. There we go. My laptop's being really, really sluggish today. Even worse than yesterday. I know the link off by heart. I know. I mean, you can kind of spot it, right? I know it starts with D, and then it's some stuff. So when you see a link that's like D and then whatever, it's like, I'm probably going to be rickrolled. I tell you what we could do actually is best practice as well is we've got an href, but I don't want to take people away from our lovely hackathon site here. So I'm actually just going to open this in a new tab. So that's if we add target equals blank. What this will do is when we click on it, now, beautiful, new tab. Oh, we'll close the wrong tab. Let's do that. And again, we'll go and commit and update. We'll do a git status to double check we've not changed anything else. Good, git add, git commit. We'll call it update. What should we call it? Ticket banner with important URL. We'll go ahead and do a git push. Nice. Okay, and there's a bit at the bottom here about events to look out for. It's not super relevant for what we're doing for our hackathon. I think this website theme is a bit more focused on like a general hackathon society, but we're doing it based on a specific event. So rather than events to look out for, let's see if we can change it to something a bit more useful for us. And it's something that I always see on hackathon websites that doesn't look like it's built into this template is FAQs, frequently asked questions. So I need to figure out, I'll change this to say like frequently asked questions and then put some stuff here. But I need to work out how and where this is pulling from. So again, we'll do a search for sample event 1. And it's actually in a file called example event 1. Brilliant. Let's do a bit more digging and see if we can find out what's actually happening here. It's in events. Wow, so if I click on this, this actually takes us to a separate page, which is awesome. That's pretty cool, but I don't think we need that in ours at the minute. Let's just go and figure out how we can add to this. So I'm thinking if I were to just duplicate this, copy, and then paste it, and rename it to number 4, is this going to automatically? Yes, it is. It's added a new one with the same name, obviously, but that's pretty cool. So I presume it's just based on all of these files in here. Let's rename that copy 1. Instead of events, we'll just call it FAQ1. Now, if you wanted to do this really properly, you could go through and rename this folder and rename where it pulls this information from in the site, but I'm not going to bother with that in a minute. And we'll just say, a very common question, how much does it cost to participate? We'll leave the location, we'll leave its public, we'll leave the start and end. And then this is the short description is really the important bit. Hack the Sky is free. We want to see your great ideas for improving skydiving. Nice. Save. And so as this reloads, there it is. That's the first one. Now we do need to disable this clicking thing that's going on. That's going to annoy me. So let's take a look at the code here. So we've got this card thing. We've got future events. Let's just search for that. Future events. Assuming there's a file somewhere. Yeah, it looks like this one. So we've got our events, if events public. Okay, so we don't need really this clickable bit. So if I just delete that, is that going to stop these from being clickable? Yeah, looks like it. Brilliant, that was easy. Let's clean it up a bit while we're here as well. Like we don't really need We'll delete the date thing because that's not relevant. We'll also delete the all the extra stuff that loads in as well. So let me just find the file that has full description in. I mean, you don't really need to do all this bit, but I'm going to. This event.html page, I reckon we can actually get away with deleting this whole page, you know. Let's just try it. Let's do that. Delete the event page. Move to trash. See if our site still builds. Looks like it does. And hopefully I can go through and delete all this extra stuff. So start and end can go, full description can go, color option, which is nice. All this stuff is, let's delete all that, delete all this. Delete all that. Event extra content. We're not using that either. Literally just doing a simple, it's almost like a config file, right? Rather than a markdown file. Nice, so we've done that. And I would quite like to maybe not show 3 next to each other because it's a little bit squashed. Let's see if we can figure out how to squash this down into 2 perhaps. So here's our container. Events to look out for, row. What is it that specifies how many of these we have? A width on it? Flex container / item. Oh, so this is a flex. And there's 3, and then it wraps onto a new line. So let's figure out what's going on here. We're doing a flex column, min width 0. I'm thinking we could modify this min width. If we change this to, 400 pixels. Yeah, this looks a bit better. So now on, that looks good. And then on a wider screen, it's still doing that, which is fine. Nice, okay. I wish I hadn't closed my DevTools because it would have recorded my changes. So we just changed on the card, we changed the min width. So you need to figure out where on earth this style comes from. It actually tells us here card to SCSS, which is a bootstrap file. So I think we need to go and override that in our own personal stuff. Event, I'm going to assume that's this page. Let's just do it in home. We'll go at the bottom here and we'll do top card, min width, 400 pixels, 400 XP. Suddenly this has become like Skyrim or something. And that has not worked. Oh, there we go. Nice. And then we'll need to update this as well to say events, to say FAQs. Hopefully that should be fairly simple. That's just going to be feature events to look out for, frequently asked questions. Save, wait for that to reload. Nice. Let's add a couple more FAQs in here as well. So I'll delete these example events because I don't need any of those. Move to trash. That example can go. And this example can go. And if we look at the event template, wow, there's a bunch of stuff here that, let's just delete that one as well. We don't need that. Okay, that's our FAQ 1. Let's copy this and call it FAQ 2. The name doesn't really matter because it just loops through all of them anyway, but FAQ 2. How much does it cost to participate? Let's change this to who can participate. Oh, this location thing doesn't need to exist either. Let's delete that from both of them. Who can participate? Let's do what's pretty common for hackathons, which is we can say if you are currently a registered university student or you graduated within the past year, Hack the Sky is open to you. To you. And this date thing as well can go. Do that on both. Delete. All right, so this is really starting to come together, which looks good. But I do want to change the colors on these, and it's nice that there's a built-in color option on each FAQ. So we can just pick something that's like loosely blue themed. Let's start by grabbing whatever that shade of blue is for the advert, which is this one. So here like this. FAQ 2. For number 1, let's grab the slightly lighter shade, which is that one. Nice. So now, as this reloads, we've got a nice couple of different shades of blue, which is good. And let's there's usually like loads more questions, so let's start looking at some other hackathons. Let's head to mnh.io/events. Okay, so there's a hackathon here called Boilermake. There's a hackathon called Q Hacks. Tech Together is a big one as well. Let's just see what FAQs they've got on their site. Here we go. This loads here. What is a hackathon? That's probably a good one to add, although we already had the definition further up, you remember? Explains what a hackathon is. So I think we can get away with leaving that one. What if I don't know how to code? That's a great one. Copy that, and then we'll say, paste it in again, rename it and call it FAQ 3. What we'll do. What if I don't, instead of what if I don't know how to code, what if I don't know how to skydive? That's okay. Our hackathon is open to non-skydivers and keen jumpers alike. By the end of our hackathon, you will definitely know how to skydive. Winky face. Nice. Back to our site here, and looking good. Brilliant. Okay. Anything else want to change? Let's clean up this at the bottom. Do this. Change the favicon as well, and then maybe we'll do some dev post stuff. I'll just do another commit here. Wow, we changed a lot. So deleted these event files, updated future events. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and do a git add. We got everything, which we did. Git commit update change upcoming events section to FAQs. I'm going to git push. Actually, I realized I never changed the shade of blue on this as well. So let's just grab another different shade of blue for FAQ 3. That's a shame VS Code isn't showing the color picker. It's okay. I can go to Google, search for color picker. Here we go. Paste in that, and let's just pick something quite a bit darker, like this one. Save that, head back to our site, wait for it to reload. Now we've got a nicer, darker blue. And again, we'll just do a git status on that, git add, commit, update, third FAQ border color. Nice. Let's plow on and get this last bit done at the bottom here, which is the footer by the looks of things. So is this logo. I'm not going to bother rebuilding the logo in Brave version, so let's just go ahead and hit delete. We need this link to the top. Site description is important. I think we've already set that up, have we? Maybe not in the footer description. That'll be in our config file. Do we see it somewhere? Oh, it's here. Let's change this. Hack Sky is a, let's be a bit more realistic here. It's a demo hackathon created for the purpose of creating and designing a hackathon brand at MLH Local Hack Day Build 2021. Wait for this to reload. Oh, we updated the config file, right? When we do that, we've got to reboot the server. Got some build warnings going on here. What's this? That's fine. Let's just ignore that for now. And reload this page. Oh, there we go. This is fixed. Nice. This next event thing can go. That's not really relevant in our footer, was it? What was it called? Footer. This whole bit. Let's just delete that. We'll still leave this because of how Bootstrap does this stuff. Contact us. We've got our email. And then code of conduct made with love by, instead of the Royal Hackaway team, I'm going to go ahead and put made with love by, put in a space here, github.com / hackathon template Jekyll. Made with love by Robbie from MLH. Save. Let this reload here. Nice. So this is starting to look pretty good. We've got our simple site about skydiving. There's a big button for get involved, which just links down to the FAQs. Tell you what we can actually do is change this button to link to this banner. That's quite an interesting thing to do. But before we do that, let's do a git commit. So status, yeah, git add, git commit, update footer to have hack sky info, and do a git push. Now this button, it looks like it's actually got a hyperlink to hash future events. Yeah. So what that will do is it links to the element with the ID future events, which is presumably this box here. Yeah. So instead, we actually want to link to our big banner, which has ID Hackaway add. So this should be a really simple change. We'll just have to find wherever our Jumbotron is. Let's just search for Jumbotron. Where was it again? Splash. Always Splash. I always forget that. And then where's our big button? Here. Get involved. Yeah. Instead of future events, we'll say href goes to Hackaway add, which is the name of this this section. And instead of get involved, let's say now. So we got register now, and I click on that, and it brings us down to here. Nice, grab a ticket. This is starting to look really good. Again, we'll do a git commit, git status and stuff. So git status, yeah, fine. Git add, git commit, update Jumbotron button, link to registration banner, push. Nice. What else can we do to this? I think we're in a pretty good place. We've built out a nice simple site for our hackathon brand. Code of conduct links to the MLH code of conduct, which is all good. We've got some FAQs, got the date, got the ticket information, got some nice general information, a pretty banner image, some social media links, which all link to my page. Really, these should link to like the event social media page, right? And we've got a logo, which links back to the homepage. I think we're in a pretty good place to submit this to DevPost. So let's go ahead and full screen this. And then I need to find the where the DevPost page is. So make sure you check in as well at the at this page. Actually, I'll post a link for this in the chat and on screen. Just a second. That on stream, and then I'm going to paste that as well. So make sure you head to that link and check in. Really, really important. And then we'll go down. And where is the dev post? Weekend challenges. Submit screenshots on a weekend challenges form. Maybe we're not using dev post for this. Let's look at that link. Where's the create one? Submit screenshots on our weekend challenges form. Okay, that's a bit easier. We don't even need to submit a dev post. We registered with... I have a different email, but that's fine. Let's just go ahead and put robsolf@gmail.com. We are submitting create a hackathon brand for something you love. Some require a screenshot, others require a link. I understand. And it did actually say in the instructions on the local... Did I close that tab? Yeah. It did say in the instructions to submit screenshots. So we don't even need to worry about deploying our site. We can just go to submit a screenshot of it, which is easy. Now, if you're using Firefox, Firefox has a built-in screenshot tool, which is really nice. You can go ahead, click on these dots up here, take a screenshot, and do save full page. As you do that, it's created here a nice big long screenshot. Hit download. I'll just stick that in my downloads. Go back to our form. And then let's plonk this on here. That did not work. Let me try that once more. I wonder if this is Google. This is Google being googly. I've got to click on that and then drag it on. Upload. And then we'll submit it. I'll tell you what we're also going to do, actually, just for the fun of it, is I want to upload this to GitHub Pages. I want to actually deploy it. And that should actually be fairly simple because we've already done all the hard work. We've got a site here. It's built in Jekyll, which means GitHub Pages can deploy it. And if I reload the page for, this was for my repository here on GitHub, I can go to settings. And GitHub Pages, exactly. Source, master branch. Yeah, just root is fine. We'll hit save. It says it's ready to be published at this URL, so we'll just give that a minute or two to update. By the way, Robbie, I updated my database just for you. Adam, thank you so much for that. Let me take a look here. Adam Drummond. Drummond.com/MLH scored output. Brilliant. This is something that you built yesterday, Adam, right? Or you built for Local Hack Day. Let me search for Rob's Wolf. I don't know where it pulls this keyword from, by the way. This username. 7, that's good. This was on 5 yesterday. So we've got that, the week-long check-in, the newsletter. Nice. Nice. And there's one more that I'm doing this evening as well. So make sure you add that one. That is create, like, use GPS, something like that. What's it called? It is the use GPS on Maps Technology. I'm going to be doing that tonight at 6 p.m. UK time. It's 1 p.m. Eastern time. Nice. This is pretty cool. Let's head back to GitHub Pages and check and see how that's doing. So if I just reload here, your site is published. So if I open this in a new tab, look at that. Looking good. What we do need to do really is fix this title here as well quickly. That's a pretty simple change. So let's search for in our head, Royal Hackaway. Let's call this Hack the Sky. Then the favicon, like, I'm just going to delete that for now. Let's not worry about the favicon. So that's running on the server. If I want to find it locally, that's this one. That's downstairs Hacker Sky. It looks like Firefox is caching the favicon, which is a little bit annoying, but a little world. Let's do a git status, git add, git commit -m, update, page title, push. Nice. So that's going to update on GitHub pages shortly, which is this page here. Let's go ahead and copy that and just paste it into here as well. So you don't need to include the link for this. For this challenge, you just need to include a screenshot. But I'm including both of them because it's helps me develop my technical skills. So we've filled out this weekend challenge form. Let's go ahead and hit submit. Nice. Done. We've managed to submit our challenge. Cool. So what we did in that session, let's reload, see if this is updated. Yeah, is we took a template site for a hackathon website and we tweaked it for our own hackathon brand. So we changed the site name up here. We changed Hacker Sky. If we had some more time, we could go through and remove these URLs as well. There's this Hacker Sky banner. We've got our social media links. We've got a button which links down to the Register Now banner, which is awesome. We updated some text on here, added some information, added a very important link to grab a ticket, and then added some FAQs as well. So we re-engineered the event section, just to include some info here, and fixed our footer, which is fantastic. So we made some really good progress there. That's on my GitHub profile now as evidence of work that I've done. And of course, if you've been following along, that'll be on your GitHub profile as well as work that you've done. Always good to have a couple of projects that you can point to. Let's go ahead and close that. Final git status, make sure we're not missed anything. Looking good. So we've managed to deploy this to an actual site. We've submitted to the GitHub challenge. We've built our brand with our amazing logo and some nice information here. So that's kind of a quick overview of how we might begin to build a hackathon website. Using Jekyll is really nice because it does a lot of the hard work for you in terms of duplicating information and stuff. So you saw down at the bottom with those FAQs, rather than having to write the raw HTML each time, we're just able to create some files with just this text information in it. And we'd set up Jekyll to automatically pull that information and put it onto this FAQ section, which is nice. Jekyll can be a little bit tricky to get started with. So a couple of tips. Let me just search for install Jekyll. The way I like to walk through it, I'm on Mac, of course, so I search for install Jekyll. We'll go to Mac OS. First thing you've got to do is you've got to make sure you have this installed. It's just like a general Mac thing. Now you can use Homebrew to install Ruby, but I've actually found I'm better off using RBEnv, just because it gives you a little bit more control over how to which versions of Ruby to install. So to do that, you just want to install Homebrew if you haven't got it already. Brew install RBEnv, RBEnv init, and then do this check as well. And then you can use that and set it up to, this is the latest version of Ruby at the minute, 2.7.2. So once you've got that up and running, now you've got to install all this stuff as well. This is the fiddliest bit. You've got to export into your path with the actual local path to Ruby. A little bit of a pain, but once that's installed, then you can go to where's the quick start? Oh, it's the first one. Then with prerequisites is what we just did. Gem install Jekyll bundler. You don't need to do a new blog because we've got a new site or do that, but you do need to do I think it's gem install, bundle install. It tells you, and then serve it. You know what we could do quickly because we've got a few minutes. Is we can actually put that in our README for the site. Go to README. What it is, what it's built with. Yeah, let's really update all of this. So let's change this URL to firstly to my one, robbie.dev, forked from, let's leave that as is, forked from the Royal Hackaway website. what it is. Let's delete that, and we'll put here quick start. So quick start, note, let's say note the following instructions, installation instructions are for Mac OS only. I'm going to put in here Mac OS. Step 1 is, I wonder if I can link to that. Perfect. Install Ruby using rbenv. Nice. Step 2 is install Jekyll. Let's grab that URL. You want the URL for this installation page? Not a problem. There you go. So we said Ruby, we said Jekyll. That's fine. And then quick start. Install Jekyll on macOS. And then the next one is boot site. Note these instructions apply to all operating systems. So we've cloned it locally, and step 2 is going to be install the Jekyll and bundler gems. So that's going to be like this: gem install Jekyll bundler, and then we'll do install. What is it? More dependencies. Let me go back in our terminal, see if we can find something related to that. We'll be scrolling forever. I just remember we had to do bundle install, and then build the site and make it available on a local server with live reload. So bundle exec Jekyll serve -- live reload. Which was this one? Oh, no dash. Nice. Delete some of that. Save. Let's do a git status. Yeah, git add, git commit -m, add quick start instructions to readme. Push. Git push. So that's push. Let's go back and look at our repository. Nice. So here's our instructions. So we install Jekyll. We're still using rbenv, and then install Jekyll, and then install the Jekyll bundler and bundler gems, install more dependencies, and then build the site and make it available on a local server with live reload. Fantastic. Well, I think that puts us in a pretty good place. We've submitted to the challenge for local hack day build, which is fantastic. We've actually got it live on the site here, robbie.dev, also absolutely awesome. And we've updated our README, so anyone else can clone this and hack away on it. I'm going to go ahead and post this URL in the chat as well, just in case you want to take a look at mine, see how I did things. This is certainly by no means like a perfect version of a project. Like, it's definitely rough around the edges with still calling this events and stuff like that. But it's more than enough for this challenge, you know, creating a hackathon brand. That's fantastic. And if you have more creative skills than I do, like if you've got Photoshop or you're really good at drawing by hand or something, definitely go ahead and, you know, create some of your own design assets and submit those as well. You're building a hackathon brand. There's a lot more to it than just the website. I only had PowerPoint for doing graphics. But I'm just going to load up an example here of DoHack. Like I said, the hackathon that I was involved in. It's taken a couple of minutes to load here. Let me just load that again. Okay, let me switch to DoHack. I have a lot of Google accounts. And then let's head to, say, 2019. This is the event that this is the last version of DoHack that I ran. Head to branding, and when we hired our design guy, I had him make a design sheet, which looks like this, which is really, really awesome. So it gives us some examples of what text looks like with different fonts, and tells us what fonts we should be using for headings and subheadings and things, and just kind of keep us consistent with all our different materials. Sending out sponsorship decks on the website, like any reports and things that we provide for people. And then it's got a nice set of colors as well. So we picked a couple of shades of blue from the emoji. Ideally, they would live in some central source like this that describe what goes where. So we have gray for background, titles, use these shades of purple and pink. These lines, use these. And then we had these reduced logos as well. So although this logo looks great, we realized it's really expensive to print. Like if you want to get a t-shirt printed with 6 colors on, that's actually really, really expensive. So there's like a 4-color version or a 3-color version, which is nice in the black and white as well. That's what an example of something is that you could create for your own hackathon. I think, let me just dig a little bit deeper. DoHack 2018. This is even longer ago. Branding, logo, somewhere. Yeah, we have this design sheet. All right, so this is the first ever design sheet we had created, and this is by someone who prefers to do a lot more kind of hand drawing. But it's similar stuff, right? We've got a set of colors for what belongs where. We've got some information here about, just the general style, some logos here, and looks good, right? So, if you have those kind of skills, definitely create something like that and just submit that instead of the template website that I made. But I made this because that's where my skill set lies. Your skill set may be different. But this is what we built. Let's double check on the chat. Anything else I need to go on? May have stolen the name of my hackathon. Fantastic. If you're struggling to install it, like if you're on a Mac, RBenv is a great way to go and just keep plowing through and Googling error messages and trying to get it installed. How many Google accounts? Too many. Too many. I think that brings things to a close. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you all today. Sorry if I've been a little bit low energy. Like I said, I just woke up and basically rolled straight onto stream. Let's make sure that we've all checked into... Oh, man, there's too many links. Hackpack/LHD brand. Make sure you checked into the link on screen. Super, super important. It looks like I haven't actually done that. Oh, I have checked in. Perfect. Make sure you do that. Really, really, really important. Otherwise, you have no idea who's attending which sessions and how many people are attending sessions. I will be back at 6 p.m. UK time tonight. That's 1 p.m. Eastern time. I will be running the GPS one, just walking through using Google Maps or something like that. Otherwise, it's been an absolute pleasure. I've really, really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for attending. I hope you found this useful. And I will see you all later. Happy hacking.